The deadliest female warriors history forgot. Women who terrified entire armies. Welcome to the History in the Shadow. Please subscribe US. What if I told you that some of history's most brutal warriors were women? Forget everything you think you know about female fighters. Today we're revealing the bloodiest female warriors who struck terror into the hearts of entire armies. These women didn't just fight. They slaughtered, conquered, and left battlefields soaked in blood. Prepare to be amazed. Throughout history, female warriors have been erased from records, but their bloody legacy lives on. Let's uncover the most savage female fighters ever. In 12th century Japan, when samurai warriors ruled the land, one woman terrorized battlefields like no other. Tomoe Gozen wasn't just a warrior, she was a killing machine. Contemporary accounts describe her as beautiful and strong, a fearsome opponent whether on foot or horseback. During the Genpei War, Tomoe led 1,000 warriors into battle. When enemies saw her distinctive armor, they often fled rather than face her. Her signature move? Decapitating enemies with a single sword stroke. Japanese chronicles record her taking the heads of dozens of enemy commanders. At the Battle of Awazu, surrounded by enemies, Tomoe grabbed the legendary warrior Onda no Hachiro Moroshige, twisted his head clean off, and threw it at his own men before escaping. But if Tomoe was deadly, Khutulun was apocalyptic. Granddaughter of Genghis Khan, she combined Mongol brutality with tactical genius. Born around 1260, Khutulun was described by Marco Polo as so strong that no young man in the whole kingdom could overcome her. Her beauty was legendary, but her deadliness was even more famous. She refused to marry any man who couldn't defeat her in wrestling. The stakes? Losers had to give her 100 horses. She accumulated 10,000 horses this way, meaning she defeated at least 100 suitors in combat. In battle, Khutulun was unstoppable. She would charge into enemy ranks, grab prisoners like a hawk snatches a chicken, and deliver them to her father. During the Mongol campaigns, she personally led charges that broke enemy lines. Her war cry could be heard across battlefields, striking terror into opposing forces. In 17th century Angola, one woman held off Portuguese colonizers for 30 years through pure savage warfare. Queen Nzinga wasn't just a ruler. She was a military tactician who personally led battles well into her 60s. Her initiation rituals for warriors were horrifically brutal. New recruits had to kill prisoners with their bare hands and drink their blood. Nzinga herself allegedly killed her nephew to secure power and kept a harem of young men dressed as women. In battle, she employed guerrilla tactics that decimated Portuguese forces. She would order the execution of captured enemies in the most brutal ways possible. Her signature tactic? Poisoning water sources and leaving behind mutilated bodies to terrify pursuing armies. But individual warriors pale compared to the Dahomey Amazons of West Africa. This all-female army of 4,000 warriors was known for their absolute brutality. They were called Ahosi, meaning king's wives, but they were celibate killers. Their training was horrific. They practiced beheadings on captured prisoners and were required to bring back enemy heads as trophies. The Amazons filed their teeth to sharp points and covered themselves in palm oil before battle to make them slippery and harder to grab. French colonial reports describe battles where these women would charge European forces screaming like demons, completely fearless of death. One French officer wrote, "These women fight like devils and show no mercy. They take no prisoners and leave only corpses." In 60 AD, one woman nearly destroyed the entire Roman presence in Britain. Boudicca, queen of the Iceni, led the bloodiest revolt in British history after Romans flogged her and raped her daughters. Her revenge was absolute. She completely destroyed 3 major Roman cities, Camulodunum, Londinium, and Verulamium. Archaeological evidence shows layers of red ash and burnt debris from her destruction. The cities were literally burned to the ground. Roman historians record that she killed over 70,000 Romans and British sympathizers in the most brutal ways possible. Her warriors would impale captured Roman women on spikes and hang them in groves sacred to the goddess Andraste. The Roman historian Cassius Dio wrote that Boudicca's forces inflicted the most savage tortures on their prisoners. These women weren't fighting for glory. They were fighting for survival, power, and revenge. Their brutality matched or exceeded their male counterparts. Yet history often erased their stories or romanticized them as noble warriors. The truth is far more terrifying and impressive. Enemies underestimated them. They fought with desperate fury. They had less to lose and more to prove. They used psychological warfare. Effectively, recent archaeological discoveries reveal even more female warriors. Viking shield maidens found in Scandinavia, Scythian Amazon burials, in Russia Celtic warrior women, in Ireland DNA testing is revealing that up to 30 of Viking warriors were actually women. These women didn't just break barriers. They shattered them with swords, axes, and pure determination. They proved that deadliness isn't determined by gender. It's determined by will, skill, and absolute ruthlessness. From Tomoe's decapitations to Nzinga's guerrilla warfare, these women redefined what it meant to be a warrior. Which of these deadly women impressed you most? Do you think female warriors were more brutal than their male counterparts? Smash that like button if these stories amazed you. Subscribe for more hidden history, and comment which warrior you'd want on your side. Next week, the most brutal execution methods in history. Viewer discretion advised.